On a quiet autumn afternoon, Alina had no idea that saving a drowning fox would forever change the way she saw kindness. And the wild. The lake lay still, mirroring the fiery glow of the setting sun. Alina, a young woman living in a small town on the edge of the forest, was taking a peaceful walk along the water's edge after a long day of work. The crisp air filled her lungs and dry leaves crunched softly beneath her feet. The tranquility of the moment enveloped her, allowing her mind to wander and her worries to fade away. As she strolled along the shoreline, lost in thought, a faint cry suddenly pierced the silence. It rose from the middle of the lake, mingled with frantic splashes that disturbed the calm surface of the water. Elena's heart quickened as she narrowed her eyes, scanning the lake for the source of the commotion. That's when she spotted it, a small red fox struggling in the cold water. Its fur was drenched, its eyes wide with panic, and its movements were slowing with each desperate kick. Without a second thought, Alina sprang into action. She quickly slipped off her coat, letting it fall to the ground as she dashed to the shoreline. Her eyes darted around, searching for something. Anything that could help. Spotting a long branch nearby, she grabbed it and extended it toward the fox, her body leaning precariously over the water's edge. At first, the animal swam away in fear, its instincts telling it to flee from this strange, two-legged creature. But as its strength faded and the cold water sapped its energy, desperation overcame caution. The fox reached for the branch, its small paws grasping at the lifeline Alina offered. It clung on tightly, as if understanding this was its last chance at survival. Alina pulled with all her might, her muscles straining against the weight of the waterlogged animal. Icy water splashed against her, soaking her clothes and chilling her to the bone. Her hands trembled from the effort and the cold, but she refused to let go. With each tug, the fox drew closer to safety, its eyes never leaving Elena's face. At last, after what felt like an eternity, the fox was on the shore. It lay there, panting heavily, its small body shivering from exhaustion and cold. Alina, her own breath coming in ragged gasps, gently wrapped her discarded coat loosely around the animal. She knew better than to try to touch it directly, understanding the wild nature of the creature she had just saved. For several long minutes they remained there, the woman and the fox. As the sun dipped lower on the horizon, Lena waited patiently, watching as the fox's breathing steadied and its trembling subsided. When it finally stood, shaking off the excess water from its fur, it locked eyes with Alina for a long, silent moment. In that gaze, Alina saw something she couldn't quite explain, a flicker of understanding, perhaps even gratitude. Then, as quickly as it had appeared in her life, the fox slipped quietly back into the forest, leaving only wet paw prints and a memory behind. As Alina made her way home that evening, still damp and chilled, but warmed by the knowledge of what she had done, she couldn't shake the feeling that something profound had occurred. It wasn't just a fox she had saved, but a life, wild and free, yet no less precious for its wildness. Months passed, and the seasons turned. Winter's icy grip loosened its hold on the land, and spring began to paint the world green again. The forest came alive with new growth and the sounds of awakening creatures. Alina, who had never forgotten her encounter with the fox, found herself spending more time outdoors, her eyes often drawn to the tree line, as if searching for a glimpse of russet fur. One early morning, as Alina was tending to her garden, the memory of that autumn day still fresh in her mind, she heard a familiar sound. The rustle of leaves and a soft call from the edge of the forest caught her attention, causing her to look up from her work. Her heart skipped a beat as she saw a flash of red among the greenery. There it was, the same red fox she had rescued all those months ago, but this time it was not alone. Behind it trotted two tiny fox kits, their golden fur still fluffy with youth, their eyes wide with curiosity as they took in the strange world beyond their den. Alina stood perfectly still, hardly daring to breathe lest she frighten them away. The mother fox for Alina was certain now that it was indeed the same animal she had saved, stepped forward cautiously. In its mouth was a small bird, a fresh catch that spoke of successful hunting and the abundance of spring. With deliberate movements, the fox approached Alina and gently laid the bird at her feet. It was a gesture that left Alina speechless. She had heard tales of wild animals bringing gifts to humans who had helped them, but she had always dismissed them as fanciful stories. Yet here she was, witnessing this extraordinary act of ... What? Gratitude, recognition. Whatever it was, it touched Alina deeply. The fox stood still, its tail swaying gently in the morning breeze. Its gaze was calm and full of meaning, as if trying to convey a message that transcended the barriers between their species. In that moment, Alina felt as if she could read the fox's thoughts as clearly as if they had been spoken aloud. "Thank you for saving us." It was then that Alina realized the true impact of her actions that autumn day. She had not just saved a fox. She had saved the lives of the little ones that had yet to be born. The two playful kits now exploring the edge of her garden were alive because of her quick thinking and compassion. Warmth welled up in her chest, melting away the last lingering memory of winter's chill. For several minutes, Alina and the fox family shared this quiet moment of connection. The kits, emboldened by their mother's calm demeanor, ventured closer to Alina, their noses twitching as they sniffed the air curiously. Alina remained still, savoring every second of this magical encounter. Eventually, with a soft yip, the mother fox called her kits back to her side. With one last look at Alina, a look that seemed to hold volumes of unspoken communication, the fox family turned and disappeared back into the shelter of the forest, leaving Alina with a heart full of wonder and a renewed appreciation for the interconnectedness of all living things. From that day forward, Alina's relationship with the forest and its inhabitants changed. She became more attuned to the rhythms of nature, more aware of the delicate balance that existed between humans and wildlife. Her walks by the lake took on a new dimension, as she found herself constantly on the lookout for signs of her fox friends. And sometimes, when the light was just right and the forest was quiet, Alina would spot them, the three foxes playing at the forest's edge. The mother would watch vigilantly as her kits tumbled and chased each other, their joyful antics a living reminder that kindness leaves a mark even in the hearts of wild creatures. As time passed, Alina shared her story with others in the town, inspiring a greater respect for the wildlife that surrounded them. She became an advocate for conservation, working to protect the habitats that sheltered creatures like her fox family. And though she never tried to tame or domesticate the foxes, understanding and respecting their wild nature, she felt a special connection to them that would last a lifetime. In the years that followed, whenever Alina faced challenges or moments of doubt, she would think back to that autumn day and the spring morning that followed. She would remember the trust in the fox's eyes, the weight of the tiny lives she had inadvertently saved, and the profound impact that one act of kindness could have. It served as a constant reminder that every action, no matter how small it might seem, has the potential to create ripples of change that extend far beyond what we can see. And so, Alina's life was forever changed by that chance encounter on a quiet autumn afternoon, a testament to the power of compassion and the enduring bond between humans and the natural world.